guys, it's me, Superman, here to present you all to this review and, oh wait, what's that? How do I say this? You're not gonna be in this review. Why? Because, we're reviewing Supergirl, and you're only here for a couple of cameos, so it's kind of pointless to talk about you having you in it, if you're just gonna be in for a little bit. That's stupid, man. You're gonna have her as well? No, we're gonna make it. Wow, screw you then, I'm out of here. Yep, sorry about that. Oh, I guess we'll just start a video now. Well, this might not go well. It's morning right now, cloudy, but at least we can work on it right now. Yeah, I guess so. I guess we'll just get it over with. I guess so, so let's go. I'm alright then. Oh, wow. Here we go. Did this not go well? Yep, I'm pretty sure. So before we start this review, this might be the first time you might be bringing this up, but yeah, I have read the comic that it was based on. I like it. So, anyways, and now it's time to reveal something that's loosely based on it, so you can tell that this review is going right now, so anyway, let's just get it over with. So, I don't need to explain my thoughts on the first Superman movie, because I don't think that's really, it kind of connects. Only a little bit connects to it, as part of DCU, we still got another one I've always Clayface, but, so, yeah. Anyways, I'll get it over with. So, anyways, let's just begin. Here is our review of Supergirl. Thank God the comment section did not go overblown as Angry Joe's. I think we'll have the same fate as that. Good point. Well, here to prepare myself, here we go. Here's the story. So, the story pretty much starts off with, how do I say this? Supergirl drunk as hell. Usually, and then some girl shows the backstory with how this guy with dots on his head, I don't even remember his name, but of course he just tries to murder her kind, which murdered the parents, and then the brother that just dead. That was still good, but okay. But then afterwards they just flew by at the scene and then just fly off to the side of that. Afterwards they both meet with Supergirl, and she's drunk as hell. She's not gonna do anything, but she's forced to do it because Crypto, the guy, ended up poisoning Crypto for the next 72 hours, which that's the whole movie about an hour. So, and anyways, and afterwards they just decided to go around with meeting some others, trying to figure out how to get just win some backstories afterwards, and then afterwards they meet and then save Crypto. So that's it. So what are your thoughts on the story? If I try to explain anything that's in the comic, there are only like a couple things they've mentioned. Especially, I'll try to bring some of it. Like, I'm on the ship that they went, and one of the planets they've been on. But there's way too many on that comic. Won't be enough for an hour doing it. I think I got a paper cut from it. So yeah, I should know. I'm still fine. So, anyways, there's pretty much all I can say is that it's just mostly. Majority of it is just loose, like in terms of saying loosely based on it, because there's only a couple things about it. There's way too many stuff they had in the comic for like 8 chapters into 1 hour and 48 minutes. It's not even, it's like the shortest one they've ever made, like, and I didn't even feel the runtime. I felt like this was normally 2 hours, so that felt longer for some reason with some of the moments, especially with the backstory. Yes, yeah, this one has a backstory compared to Superman because we have like 2 backstories right now. There's no point of doing another one. The third one, like we did in Spider-Man Homecoming, so that's why they never bothered doing another backstory. Here's an origin story, because you know it already. So, yeah, it was mostly about how one of those 2 stories that survived, including her, was the father and the mother, that survived by a force field, just flew up to the sky and then just was up to the sky while everyone else is dead. So, and they stay, and then they realized Kryptonian is spreading around the area. They decided they can't let that happen to Supergirl, which I don't even know her name, so I think it was Kala or something. Or was it that? Was the girl Zula or something. And afterwards they just flew back to the sky and fly out eyes back. So I decided to do it and meets Clark Kent, which he does appear like a few times usually a few scenes in the moisture, some of the other stuff, and then afterwards they just meet at the end where in the apartment where Lois met. So yeah, anyway, some of the shit happens. But anyways, overall, what do you think about the story world? If I never read the comic, I would have liked it fine. I would say it's okay at best. But I did read the comic. You can clearly tell why I think that I was the story felt a little bit confusing for some. I don't know why though. That's all I can say. So that's it is what it is. Yeah. Well, business not off to a good start with how the people are gonna react to this. So here's the visual effects. So I want to try to talk about the sets that they have. The sets are actually they're pretty, somehow remind me of Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. And I don't know if that was the intention or not with how the trailers were promoting, like kind of looks like Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 4 with Supergirl, because I know James Gunn didn't make it. It was more like because he was working on the Superman one and the sequel right now for next year. But to be honest, the sets just really remind me of Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, especially with where they are in the beginning of that movie. So yeah, that's pretty much end in the end. But you know, to be honest, the sets, mostly majority of the sets are mostly in a desert area like Star Wars, and it's mostly with how it is and just how it's pretty much with the area where they are, and mostly how the effects with the sun really shows it the color correction on these, especially when it's yellow. You feel it shine, but when it's green, you feel the dollars of like it's paying. So yeah. So anyways, I don't know. It's just mostly how it is. It's just what I think about how the sets look, but the visual effects themselves with how the CGI looks, it's fine. Nothing special to be honest, but especially to be honest, I mean, without CG, is it? You don't expect me to say, oh, the CG is good as always. Not really, to be honest, but it is what it is. So it's just gotta deal with it. So, but it is what it is. So, but with how it is and with this how it is, it's just supposed to see how simplistic it is. Let's talk about the action scenes now. So, but the action scenes, they're, I think the only good one I can think of is the end where they're at the ship with Jason Momoa. I know the music choices are questionable. It's kind of like it kind of reminds me of like Volume 4, Volume 3, the Guardians movies. But with how it is, it's just that I don't know. It's just mostly how it is. It's just I didn't understand how it works. So, but to be honest, it just is what it is. You can correct me on that, but at least it will work good in the end. So, but to be honest, to be overall, these sets are just reminding of Guardians. They're really ain't that special to be honest, but it is what it is. It's just okay at best, and that's pretty much all I could think about for the visual. It's just okay at best. Not memorable, but it is what it is. I think this one will be the most controversial one we do for this review. We've done more controversial stuff than later on, so it is what it is. Good point. So here's the characters. So about them, I don't remember most of their names. So So anyways, I'll just get it out of the way. Let's talk about Supergirl herself. I like the actress, people are comparing her to a caveman, but okay, why? Whatever. And it's mostly she is drunk as hell. All as well, her performance is just drunk as hell, all the way up until like the second half of the movie where she's nearly dead. So it is what it is. So it's just, I don't know, she's just fine. To be honest, I don't know if it's not. I don't know. It's just, she didn't really do much, to be honest, in my channel for a minute. But anyways, what do you think? Okay. So let's talk about the girl with the sword, Zula or something. What was her name? I don't remember. I remember her in the comics well because she's probably the most important role, in the comics. So, but in this one, I'll just say it. She does nothing. I'm not joking, by the way. She does nothing. And I mean nothing. All the way until near the end, where where she got captured. Which that fucking scared the shit out of me with the fucking suspense music. It's just out of nowhere. Thanks. I'll just say it. She is pointless. They did her dirty. And that is sad. She is good in the comic. But not in... But this one. Wow. She does nothing. And I can personally blame Supergirl for that because she doesn't let her do anything. You know, she tries to convince Jason Momoa that didn't work. She's trying to fight someone, but Supergirl's just like, nope, it's not worth dying. Well, you try to save the brides, but one of them's dead, so thank God for that. I don't know, that was kind of rough for that, so whatever. Anyways, it's just what it is. So it's just that, it's sad that it's not really doing well. It's just that she was pretty good in the comics. She was amazing in the comics, but this one, oh, she is shit. Thoughts? I don't want to talk about her. Okay. So, what about little Bobo, the Jason Momoa guy? I know he's not really in the main cast. It's just more like in like the one 20 minutes of the movie, and he just comes back at the end of the movie. He has a cool ass motorcycle, and he has not once done the Akira slide. Oh man, that's that's like a movie cliche now. You know, the Akira slide, the motorcycle Akira slide. That is pretty much now a cliche now. It's like, it's referenced like so many damn times. At this point, dude, people aren't even gonna know that's the reference. It's casually. So, it's just that. Yeah, it's more like one of the coolest cliches about time. And they didn't even bother giving Jason Momoa to do it. Fuck off. So, whatever. So anyways, and Jason Momoa is the best character in the movie. He's not in the comic, but he is amazing in the movie. We just spent the whole movie without him instead. That would have been much more better. You're hitting the best, but whatever. So what do you think? So you talk about the rest. Okay, I'm the villain. I'm the one with the dot's eyes. I don't even know his name, but I don't know, but I will say he is threatening. He's threatening. But I was hoping he'd do more. I mean, with the runtime he has, he just do a little bit. So, and to be honest, it's just kind of disappointing, right? I just felt like it was kind of disappointing with how it is. But it's just that I was hoping he'd do more. You know, he did a little bit near the end, but mostly his gang usually does the heroic front. So that's kind of disappointing. But he does a little bit in the end, so that's kind of something. But now he's dead, so thanks, Supergirl. Yeah, I guess that was dope. As for everyone else, they're just there for the fun, especially Superman, who was just there for walking in and so but yeah, could you go back up? Fine. That's to act professional, man. We're not professional, dude. Good point. Okay, so anyways, overall, what do we think about the characters? To be honest, I just don't care. Some are dirty, and Jason Momoa wants to just have the hog of the whole movie by himself, and just let him take over the whole movie, so yeah. So, that's all I can say. So, what do you think? I'm gonna agree with that. Alright, good points. So, yeah. You know, I've been like looking up like reviews of how it go and how the DCU is gonna work out after this one, as this being the second one, because the third one is Clayface. So, do you think it's going well? After this, I'm like, I don't know. We're off to a good start, but who knows? You have this point. It's kind of like a repeat. So overall, what do I think of Supergirl? I gotta be honest, I didn't really have that much expectations for it. It was like, I'll watch it, why not? Why not? But I didn't really have that much expectations, but that was disappointing, to be honest. And that's kind of sad how DC is gonna go. I'm pretty sure Clayface is gonna do well, although I'm kind of conflicted if I want to see, because I am scared of horror movies. That's why I never did Backrooms. So sorry. Yeah, although we did scare a movie, but that was more of a comedy, so I didn't even scare like once, but that was more of a unexpected thing. So, but to be honest, there's not much of it. The story is the comic did it better. The visual effects are just average at best, and the characters they all got butchered hard, except for Jason Momoa. He's the GOAT, and let him stay. So yeah. Anyway, so what do you think? It's just not for me. Yeah, good point. It's just not. I'm probably not the right audience for the movie. So. You might have a different audience. This might be a different audience for the people who like it, but no. All I heard is that somehow Jackass has a better rating and it has a 90% rating on Rotten Tomatoes, and this one has like a 57, I think. So, yeah, that's kind of sad, but we still haven't seen it yet. We're gonna watch it in a couple of hours when on the time this is recorded, but by the time you see the review, it's probably gonna be like the next day or something. So, but we're getting off topic. So overall, what do I think of DCU's up to a good start? I would say probably it's kind of like Man of Steel kind of started it, and then Batman vs Superman happened. So, and that kind of without that happened. So, and then afterwards. So, anyways, all I can say is that if you read the comic, you probably won't like it. But if you never read the comic but you want to see it, go ahead. But to be honest, it's more of a rant away the streaming, I guess. So, I mean, Toy Story's right there. You might as well just watch that. I mean, it's 3 days Minions is coming out when this is filmed, and we got that. So, we might as well dress up some gentle Minions again. So, especially on the 4th, and there's some other shit happening on the during the 4th of July. So, still other shit happening. So, So, my rating for this is gonna be like a 4. So, yeah, that's kind of bad. So, this is causing 5 for Jason Momoa, but to be honest, that ain't gonna happen. He was only there for like 20 minutes, so yeah, sorry. Guess that's it, huh? Yeah, I guess so. Okay. Especially with how Angry Joe's feeling up getting through it with this review, well, I'm expecting that we get the same response from the comment section, so here we go. Well, I guess we should just relax now. Yep. Yes, we do. So, we're doing it today? I don't know. Just nothing. Alright, so we'll just relax then. Okay, then we'll just relax now. Did you honestly think I would not come back after the review ended? Well, think them again, because I'm still here. You can never get that on me, Superman, because I'll come back next year, and I'll make sure they will be okay afterwards, so whatever happens to them, it's their loss. Bye.